Hi guys, this is Brian from Improvised Survival, coming at you from the beautiful Boundary Waters towards Ely, Minnesota. Today I'd like to talk to you about preparing your own meals. They have a lot of the pre-packaged meals for you. I don't really like those. They taste funny. There's lots of preservatives. They're not very healthy for you. And they're expensive. You're looking at between $7 to $15, depending on brand or how big of a meal. The way that my wife and I have come up with our plan to make our own meals cuts it down to less than $1 per meal for both of us, not just one person. That's for two people. First off, this is our breakfast. We have I'd say about 3 cups of oats, rolled oats, and we have about 4 apples that I dehydrated. So 4 apples, about 3 cups of oatmeal, and then I put in my own brown sugar to taste. Along with that, I bring a little bit of honey, in a little jar on the side, add some pure maple syrup, and then if I want to, I could sweeten it with the maple syrup or the honey. If you use the maple syrup, it tastes like the pre-packaged maple and brown sugar. It's really good. We also add raisins. We bring like a box of raisins. We pull the bag out of the box and we bring a couple of those with us. And we pack that inside after we get the oatmeal cooked. So that's for breakfast. Very light. It's not very heavy at all. You can reuse these bags. Very improvised way of doing it. So you can reuse these over and over. They pack tightly, and I'd say less than $1 for all this. To dehydrate your apples, you can put your oven at 150 degrees. You can go up to 200 degrees if you want to. Use cookie drying racks. Put your apples on there, put them in there, and it takes a few hours for it to dry completely. But you want to cut those apple slices nice and thin. If you go too thick, it's going to take longer. If you have a dehydrator, then obviously it's much faster. But I use a dehydrator, but some of this I actually did in the oven. Next up, we have good old-fashioned gorp for lunch. Now, I really don't mind eating a cold lunch, especially if we're going to go out fishing in the kayak or whatever. We could put this in a pocket or in a backpack, take it with us, or, as a snack, it's pretty good. We just get a variety of nuts, lots of raisins. The key to going to the bathroom out in the wild is lots of raisins, lots of fiber, bananas, apples. So we've got almonds and pecans and walnuts and raisins and a little bit of chocolate to spice it up a little bit. We have different varieties as well. They're not all the same. Some of them have sunflower seeds, different things like that. So change it up. Some of them are salty tasting, some are sweet tasting. My wife likes them a little bit more salty. I like them a little bit more sweet. So that's lunch. Now dinner is where a lot of people get nervous. Now, what we did here with this dinner, this is lentils. Lentils take quite a while to cook. It's not the only option. There's a lot of options. But we also dehydrated some tomatoes to go with this, and we dehydrated some onions. We put in cayenne pepper, salt to taste, and regular pepper. And what we do is we kind of made a couple small versions at the house and figured out how much spice it takes for our liking, and then we scaled it up. Now lentils take about 45 minutes at a rolling boil to get these things soft enough to eat. But we also did ramen noodles, and you can use that as a soup, or you can cook it down to where it's like less watery. We also did rice. Rice doesn't take as long. I don't use instant rice. I use long grain. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes with a constant rolling boil. If we have caught fish that day, we take our pot. If you want to look over here, we have our pot of boiling water. Pot of boiling water right here. and we put our pan on top, and we put a little bit of coconut oil in the pan. While that water is boiling, it softens up the oil, and then we can transfer the pan to the fire. We can cook the fish and our lunch, our dinner at the same time. But this also helps speed up the boiling process by keeping the heat inside of the pot. So that's it. That's our prefabbed cooking. Much cheaper, much lighter, more versatile, and you know exactly what's going into your meals. There's no preservatives in there. Salt is a good preservative. There's no foreign preservatives. Salt. We also brought fresh limes with us. Lime is really good for vitamin C, which a lot of people lack when they're on long distance hikes and camping trips. So squeeze a little lime in there, or you can put it in your tea, however you like. And that's how we do it. So with that said, I'd like to say goodbye and try to make your own meals.